Seth still has 2020 vision.
No one wants to take on Oba.
And just like I said, it's goodbye to Oscar. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX, the best wrestling channel, just the best wrestling channel. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And after recapping Backlash, we see a car pulling up and Reigns stepping out. And just like the other week, no title in his hand. Adam Pearce then approaches Reigns and tells Reigns that even though he wants Fatu here for an acknowledgement ceremony, Pearce isn't feeling it because of what happened after the title match at Backlash, and doesn't even think he deserves to be here at all. Reigns then asks where his title is, well, you should know you're the champion, with a lackey then bringing it forward for him. Reigns then asks if Pearce is going to fire Jacob, adding, "You can't do it tonight, he hasn't acknowledged me yet." He then asks Pearce who brought him in, with Pearce saying, "You did." Reigns replies by saying then he'll be the one that takes him out.
First up, The Vision, Breaker, Paul, Theory and Heyman take on the Street Profits and Joe Hendry in a 6-man tag. Before the match, Heyman asks who's not ready now, with his response being Seth Rollins, adding he wants to expunge everything Seth had to do with The Vision. Theory then gets on the mic saying the Profits need the tag titles because Bianca can't pay the bills anymore, before mentioning Hendry's name. But before he gets a verbal put down, the Profits intro hits. They don't really say much, they want the smoke. Paul responds saying they're ready, and then Hendry appears near the announcer's desk with his song, "Can We Fire Logan Paul?"
Back from the break and we're underway. Ford takes a beating before the break, with the same man absolutely ecstatic after clearing the top rope and taking out Breaker. 2 count covers are exchanged, with the Profits then looking for the blockbuster. Paul then knocks Ford from the rope, with Breaker then telling Theory to get the ref's attention so he can hit Ford with a super spear. As he's about to launch near the announcer's desk though, Seth appears and takes him out. Well, I thought this was done.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
He then taunts Theory, with Theory then being rolled up from behind by Dawkins. Dawkins gets the 1-2-3, but Theory's not happy, so attacks him, with Seth entering the ring and making the save. Seth then helps Dawkins up, with Breaker entering the ring and aiming a spear, presumably at Seth. Seth dodges it, with the spear hitting Dawkins. Breaker then suffers a super kick, sending him to the outside, with the Vision then heading back up the rampway. Meanwhile, Ford gets in the ring and berates Seth for allowing Dawkins to take the spear, with the pair then pushing and shoving each other.
Seth's clearly not done.
No, it'd be another 6-man tag, but with Seth this time.
Which I think we said, didn't we?
Yeah.
Saturday night's main event.
Oh, maybe.
They did plug that earlier,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yes. Yes, because yes, anyway. No spoilers. Backstage, Adam Pearce is introduced to Bruno and Julio, but I'm sure he says Bruto, but we'll get back to that, by El Grande, when they're interrupted by Dom and Liv. Liv asks Pearce what he has for Dom, when Grande tells Liv he was in the middle of something, with Pearce adding this is serious lucha business. Dom fires back saying he's not even a real luchador, with the pair then squaring up. Pearce then, of course, makes a match for later between the pair for the AAA Mega Championship. Pearce heads off and bumps into Los Garza, who want an opportunity. And boy, do they get one, with Pearce inviting them to his office.
Penta heads out next and heard what Ethan Page had to say last week, so calls him out. The All Ego answers and heads to the ring. He belittles Penta by saying he hides behind his mask and face paint, says he's from the greatest country on earth, Canada, and then adds that he's pinned the IC champion last week. He's surely the #1 contender for the title.
Did you bring his library card?
More than likely, yeah.
Penta takes his jacket off, wanting to throw down right now, but Page declines. He says the championship has been held by all the megastars. He's the next one, and it needs a spotlight. Page offers May 23rd, Saturday night's main event. Penta accepts. And then Rusev heads out. He's not happy that Page is to get a title shot before him, but Page says he spoke to Adam Pearce about a title shot, claiming he said that Rusev deserved it.
He then claims that Javon Evans entered the conversation and said Rusev didn't deserve a shot and that he can't even beat him. Evans then heads out and denies it all before getting in the ring, with Page then pushing Evans into Rusev, with a mass brawl then taking place. Penta and Evans are left standing with us hitting a break, and when we come back we have Evans against Rusev.
So, Jovan Evans versus Rusev. Evans suffers a fall-away slam onto the announcer's desk and match kick, but still kicks out of a cover on 2. Evans then dives out at Rusev before bringing him back inside, where he lands an OG cutter and covers for 3.
We have a brief history of the AAA Championship and then jump to IYO, Sky and Asuka. The pair hug, with Asuka saying she was looking for someone to take her position and glad it's her. Sky says even though they fight, they're always family, and then says goodbye. Asuka says see you later and then exits with her suitcase.
See, I told you she was going. I called this months ago.
Weeks. Oh, okay.
She's going. You
It seems like
you don't
it,
need
yeah.
the dirt sheets, you just need the Michael sheets.
God.
Brie Bella and Paige head out next, saying they were called out by the Judgment Day, so answered. Out come Raquel and Roxanne. Perez says Brie set the bar low, with Brie saying she disappointed her mum. Oh, we're going for mum jokes. Oof! Raquel welcomes Paige back, saying she's had a million chances but fumbled them all, and rather than waiting for the next one to just hand the titles over. I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
I know, yeah.
The amount
Could
of
you
times,
imagine?
just give me the title. Okay.
Yeah.
Literally never happened. A big old brawl then ensues, with Liv dropping Paige with a code breaker from nowhere, and the JD girls standing tall.
We then cut to Roman Reigns speaking with Jimmy, with Reigns asking where Jay is. Jimmy says Jay's in the parking lot waiting for Jacob to try and talk him out of coming to the ring.
But why?
Why would he do that, replies Reigns,
Ah.
with Jimmy saying why wouldn't he, and that it should all be left alone. He then tells Reigns to leave it alone, with Reigns saying no. If there can't be respect from the inside, there can't be trust on the outside. He needs to acknowledge me, and if he doesn't, his ass is out of here. Jimmy then says he'll go find Jacob.
I can't remember if Reigns said trust or respect on the inside, but he then said if there can't be that on the inside, there can't be trust or respect on the outside. But you get the gist with that.
Same thing.
We then have a vignette from Dominik Mysterio saying he's the king of the luchadors and that Chadador will never get his hands on the AAA Mega Championship.
Did he call him Chadador?
No.
Oh. Next out, IYO SKY versus Sol Ruca. Technical start with reversals and counters, with some acrobatics thrown in from both women. The crowd seem quite dead, with them only rousing after a Spanish fly from the top rope. A blue thunderbomb nets Ruca a 2 count, with Sky coming back with a missile dropkick and a missed bullet train. We get a cartwheel on the ropes into DDT and cover for 2 from Sol, with Sky then fighting back with a bullet train and moonsault. But Sol gets her legs up and then looks for the Soul Snatcher, only for Sky to step back from the corner, leaving Ruca to grab at nothing but air. Sky then rolls Sol up for the victory.
I mean, to be fair, that it's a shame Sol didn't win. I thought she may have won. But yeah, if you think about Sol Ruca's finisher, it is actually quite easy.
Yeah, just
You can either step or you could just go forward.
Yeah.
And just walk into the. You know, but yeah, surprised at that. We see again the carnage Jacob did at Backlash before heading to the parking lot to see Jay pacing. Jimmy then tells Jay he's spoken to Roman, with the pair agreeing that there's no way Fatu will acknowledge Reigns if he does turn up, which he's not going to, is he?
No.
Jimmy says their family is stressful, with Jay saying if it wasn't for their family, they wouldn't be there today.
Yeah. We take another look back at Backlash, where John Cena announces a new event and title, and then head backstage where Jackie Redmond is with an excited Street Profits. They and us have all just learned that they'll be getting a tag title match at Saturday night's main event, and are just about to speak when they're interrupted by Seth. He says if they're serious about getting the tag titles, it's time we talked. Ford isn't interested, whereas Dawkins is prepared to listen.
He's like the Jimmy of the Usos.
Yeah.
Whereas Ford's like the J.
Yeah, a bit of a hothead, yeah. Ford reminds Seth he said we'd stay out of his way and he'd stay out of ours. Seth said he said it and that he was wrong. Ford said he's not to be trusted with the Profits, then heading off.
and having a 6-man tag some way
More
down
than
the
likely,
line.
yeah.
It's Vision 2.5. Have they had more incarnations than Judgment Day? Who knows? After the break and backstage, we see IYO SKY telling Sol Ruca she's the future, with Becky Lynch then appearing as Sky walks off. Lynch mocks Sol, saying she couldn't even beat Io Giannetti, adding the lights are too bright.
Obafemi is out next with his open challenge, and this week's victim is Adam Pearce.
What?
Well, Pearce comes out and says everyone's too chicken ship to face him, so the open challenge is cancelled for tonight. Femi then leaves the ring and heads to the back, where he finds Angel and Berto. He drags the pair to the ring, tells the ref to ring the bell, and then beats the hell out of the pair. Berto takes the fall from grace and suffers the 3 count.
There's their opportunity. Yeah. We have a vignette from El Grande Americano saying he's going to win the AAA Mega Championship, with us then heading backstage and seeing JD and Dom. The pair are walking, presumably towards Gorilla, when JD is taken out by Balor. Balor then turns to Dom and says, "Looks like you're on your own tonight." Why is this still going on?
I don't know. So, to the last match of the night and the main event of the evening. Dominik Mysterio versus El Grande Americano for the AAA Mega Championship. This was the best move before the break, with us then coming back to a missed 619. An angle slam and moonsault net Grande a 2 count, with Dom picking up a 2 off a Michinoku driver. Grande then picks up another 2 off a dragon suplex.
Grande then heads up high, but Rio and Bravo head out, which distracts the ref.
Obviously.
Americano jumps down and then gets hit by the other Americano, who's on the apron, with Dom then taking advantage and landing a tornado DDT and cover for 2. Julio and Bruno, even though, as I said, I'm sure earlier, Bruno was introduced by Michael Cole as Bruto. But anyway.
The 4 sidemen fight off into the crowd, with Americano distracting Americano again. As he had Dom in the ankle lock, Americano then tries to demask Americano from the ring, which places him nicely in position for the 619. Dom duly obliges, then lands a frog splash and covers for the 1-2-3.
Confused. Backstage, Jackie Redmond asks the Vision for the reaction to what happened tonight, with Paul saying he can't stand Joe Hendry's song about him. Redmond then asks Theory how he's preparing for the title match against the Profits in a couple of weeks, with Theory asking if she wants a ride, as he points to the car. She declines, with us then heading ringside. The door to the car was open, and sitting inside was Maxine Dupree. No, she wasn't being kidnapped. So... yeah, get a woman in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah. So, last out, Roman Reigns with Jimmy, awaiting the arrival of Jacob Fatu to acknowledge him. Reigns asks for acknowledgement, with us then cutting to the parking lot to see Fatu arrive. Jay tries to talk him down as they walk through Gorilla, and then gets in front of him to stop him. The problem is, Jay put his hands on the werewolf, so the werewolf bit back and put the Uso down.
Nice. He says he won't acknowledge Reigns, and they will have to beat it out of him, with Fatu then heading to the ring. Jimmy meets him on the rampway, but gets disposed of, with Fatu then continuing towards the ring. He gets on the apron, with he and Reigns then having a stare down, before Fatu steps between the ropes. As soon as he does, it's game on.
Fatu sends Reigns from the ring and then goes to follow, but Reigns catches him with a Superman punch and then digs a chair out from under the ring. The chair is used many, many times on Fatu, with Reigns then looking for a spear. Only Fatu catches him with a super kick and then sends him over the top rope with a Tongan death grip.
Uh-oh.
The fight continues outside, with Reigns looking for another Superman punch. Only Fatu catches him in a Tongan death grip and then powerbombs him through the announcer's desk.
See, the natural progression from the Tongan death grip would be like some choke slam.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to do this and then flip you
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Backstage officials finally come out, but they can't stop another death grip being placed on the OTC. Fatu then tosses Adam Pearce to one side and then enters the ring, where he picks up the title and licks it.
Nice.
Jacob then raises the title, tosses it down and leaves the ring. He speaks to the camera as he's heading up the rampway, then decides he's not finished. so runs at Reigns, who's being helped by the Usos, and drives the three of them through timekeepers. Raw goes off the air with Fatu walking away from the carnage. Again,
So that's not over then.
this isn't clear. No, I wouldn't expect this to be over. But so yeah,
He took them all out, like.
Yeah, he cut Reigns' elbow. He's cut himself. He cut himself, but yeah, it's like nothing's over, is it? I'm going to beat you, but it's not over. No, fair enough. The Fatu one.
Yes,
they've only had one. They've only had one go.
Yeah,
they need another go,
and they left it to carry on.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But the Seth getting involved, I suppose he's not going to let it lie. But
no,
I don't know.
But Balor should be finished with a Judgment Day.
Yeah, so he beat Dom, then he beat.
No, I think he beat JD, then Dom, then
Dom, then JD again. I had another match against JD. Yeah. I can't remember who won. That was a few weeks ago.
It's because he needs to go against Raquel and Perez. And,
and all that lot. But I don't know. Anyway, so now for Michael's, we'll go more into that on the Muses video. Yeah. So now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different. Just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait till the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So Michael's moment of the night is Dom versus Gable. El Grande Americano. It was nice to have a match. I think this is the first time the last match has been, maybe even the first match. I must have done a match before, but I think this is the first time the last match or the main event has been my moment of the night.
Yeah, possibly.
Because it was wrestling moves. The two guys can wrestle. We know Gable can.
Yeah.
And Dom's going to have such an education. El Grande's going to have. He's obviously can wrestle, but Dom's going to have had such an education from his dad, and he's been in the game for so long. And he was, thing is, the guy can wrestle.
He can, yeah.
There was no, as I say, there was no kicking, the punching. There might have been the odd one, but not that I can remember. Kicking, punching, striking, which is a lot of what happens these days.
Yes.
I'm going to punch you, then you can punch me. I don't want that. It's not a boxing match or an MMA fight. It's wrestling, and they actually wrestled, and it was nice to see actual moves.
Yeah,
I did like IYO SKY and Sol Ruca's start. That was technical, wrist locks, getting out of it, doing it again. I didn't think Sol Ruca was like that. I say we don't watch NXT.
No, yeah.
I did like, and we know Sky can do it, but to see Sol Ruca doing it, you don't usually get that with wrestlers. I like it. That was going to be there, but when I saw this last match, I thought, yeah, you know what? It's an actual wrestling match.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Mine was Obafemi, Dragon, Angel and Berto.
Sorry, do you get that as well?
I do tonight.
Oh, okay.
What, today? Yeah. Obafemi, I just love him anyway.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great that Pierce no, it's cancelled. It's like, you can't do your job, and then just grabs him. I like that.
I thought when he came out, I thought he said no, this is going to be finished.
Oh right.
Because I thought, well, they've had a rethink backstage, and they're like, well, we can't keep doing this because who's going to come? Nobody's going to come. It's obvious nobody's going to come out. Simple as that, because they know they're going to get beaten. But then when he said it's just cancelled for tonight, I thought, it's going to carry on.
Yeah.
But who's going to come out?
Well, he's just going to have to keep dragging people, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'll end up taking him with him for his entrance.
Yeah.
Now, if you have any of your own thoughts or views that you would like to share, then please do leave them in the comment section just down below. And also, don't forget to go and check out our Musings video, where we talk more about what's happened in this last week in WWE, with a new one dropping every
6th Thursday of the month.
Wednesday.
As always, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, share, tell people to come watch these two absolute idiots doing this kind of thing, but we absolutely love doing this.
And we'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, and then Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.